All right, Ambassador Chifamba, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us. Tell us your thoughts on today's event.
Oh, this was an awesome event. I mean, Zimbabweans came out in their numbers, and it was very peaceful, very joyful, and very prayerful.
How important was it for you to get this opportunity to interact with Zimbabweans?
Extremely important, because as a representative of government, of His Excellency the President, I have to meet these people. I have to meet fellow Zimbabweans and to assure them that we are here to serve them. We are here on service.
Now, early on when you were addressing the people, you touched on several different diaspora policies. One of them being, of course, the one that people seem to have asked about the most, the diaspora vote. Could you tell us more about that and the status of that right now?
Well, as I said, the government approved the concept note to review the 2016 diaspora policy. The idea is to make sure that everybody joins in the effort for national development. And as you know, in Vision 2030, His Excellency has clearly stated that no one should be left behind. So, among other things, there are three, but these are three of many other things. Is the issue of dual citizenship, it is the issue of the diaspora vote, and it is the issue of diaspora investment. And as you indicated, I mean, people get so excited about the vote, but we want to be able to learn from best practices from other countries which facilitate diaspora voting. And as I said, there is need to balance rights with obligations. You know, the diaspora, in some countries, the diaspora, in exchange, do a lot more, you know, for their countries, not just in terms of the remittances, but also in terms of contributing towards the fiscus and so many other contributions. So we are saying the discussion is out there. I mean, we want to hear feedback from our diaspora, and then government will do the necessary consultations even back home, you know, to see how this can be factored into national law.
Now, as a young Zimbabwean based in America, you talked of investment. So I'm a little curious in terms of what opportunities are there in Zimbabwe for young Zimbabweans who are based in the diaspora?
Anything you want. I mean, like if you're here in the diaspora, can you imagine you have access to cheap capital? You can invest in real estate. If you look at the skyline of other countries like Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, etc., that skyline is changing because of the contributions of their diaspora. I'm told there are more than 50,000 Zimbabweans here. Can you imagine if they were to create a special purpose vehicle, each one of them contributing 1,000 each, already we're 50 million. That's not cheap money. You know, you can accomplish a lot, but it's how we organize ourselves, how we can create a diaspora fund here, managed by yourselves in a bank of your choice, and you can choose an intermediary bank in Zimbabwe to help. One of the biggest challenges that most diaspora tell me is that whenever they have tried to invest and they send money to their relatives, that money is not used for the intended purpose.
Right.
So we need to have some responsive institutional arrangements that can receive that money and give the necessary assurances that our diaspora resources are put to good use.
Now, in wrapping, as we wrap up our conversation, Ambassador, people are a little curious in terms of the diplomatic relations between Zimbabwe and America. How is that looking right now?
Well, they're improving by the day. I mean, you know, so far these relations have been defined in a very narrow area of democracy, human rights, elections. And the other side has been kind of trying to lecture us on how things are done. But lo and behold, we are in more or less in the same space now, contested elections. You know, the Americans have had more than 230 years of the democratic experiment. We are only 41. And I think there is a lot that we can learn. I think their resilience is based on the strength of their institutions. And we also need to strengthen our own institutions. So rather than for us to confront each other on the basis of these issues, we would rather cooperate so that we can exchange best practice. So I think there is agreement that we have to broaden the agenda of our cooperation. We have a lot to offer to discuss issues of climate change, environment, defense and security, trade and investment, everything that we can discuss.
In closing, what words would you like to leave for Zimbabweans in diaspora?
Or that the embassy, their embassy is there to serve them regardless of affiliation, that their embassy has nothing, ill, or we don't wish any ills on them. We actually are there to represent their rights. If, for instance, you are in the workplace and you feel that you are being treated unfairly by the system, the American system, feel free to tell your embassy. And as government, we can negotiate with the American government for better conditions for your stay and for your service.
All right. Thank you so much, Ambassador Chifamba.
Thank you.